2 years ago, I had to sell both my cars to move to Canada when my visa ran out. After not having a car for over a year, I bought this 190E for $2,000. The plan is to build an Evo II replica for 20 grand. It's one of my favorite cars, so let's see if I can do it. However, with each passing video, the budget gets tighter and tighter. We're currently sitting at about $14,000, and the car's not even close to done. In the last video, I test fitted the kit with Jason, and it was so bad that I ended up getting on the phone with Hedgehog. Like, am I able to get a refund for the body kit?
Let me think about it. How much would it be for the fixing those parts to get things right? Maybe $1,000 for example, just to fix it. I'll talk to the team and then we can guide you in the easiest and fastest way to fix it. Maybe I'll see anything that I can send to the shop. I'm ready to help. Sorry for the mistake from the team that make the kit today.
You too. Bye. Wow. He was actually very nice. I'm glad that he was open to offering me a refund. Anyways, let's head to the shop. So I just got off the phone with Hedgehog this morning. Okay. And he's saying that he wants to pay for the kit to get fixed, and he thinks it'll be about $1,000 to fix it. And send me some parts.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a bit more than $1,000 to fix this kit. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, this is probably gonna be 13 grand to fix. It's not 1,000. He does want to send the parts that we can't replace, like the side bits, the front splitter, the rear window wing. He's like, I'll send you new ones, but I think I need more than $1,000.
Yeah, $1,000 almost like a slap in the face. Just with how poorly everything fits. Like, you could pick any one of these parts and it's essentially $1,000 to fix like one of them or two of them, you know?
That's just not gonna work.
Yeah, and I'm a little concerned about getting new parts as well, because we're on a really tight timeline, and this guy needs to make them and ship them from Thailand. Yeah. So I think we have to fix what we've got here.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, is we gotta fix everything we can. We don't have time to wait for parts, and it's gonna be a lot more than $1,000 to fix this kit. The reason we're in such a time crunch is because in Canada, the car season only lasts about 5 months. The plan is to finish it by June 1st so that we can drive it to Seattle for Wek Fest on June 9th, and then up to Vancouver for DRIVEN Vancouver on June 14th. Now, this is a massive road trip for this car to make within a week of being completed. But I really wanna get it done, and my goal is to host car meets along the way so that you guys can come out and we can hang out and have a barbecue together. So explain what we're gonna be doing today with this metal right here.
Yeah, so I got these all custom cut this morning from the local metal shop. Pretty much the problem was, if you remember last time, the skirt peeled out too much, and we tried to drill it into the OEM spots, but the fiberglass is too weak, and it just kind of burst through. I got these metal strips made. It's essentially going to be a giant washer. It'll go over the fiberglass flange so that this won't tear out.
Yeah, because if you see right here, like when you lift it up, it's already broken.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was on the car, it would just fallen off.
Yeah, exactly. Next problem is from OEM Mercedes. They've got these little plastic inserts that you just thread a like self-tapper. Half of them are broken. Don't want to mess around with drilling these out, and also it's just plastic. Like, with how much tension this fiberglass has, I'm a little worried about the metal screws just ripping the plastic threads out. So we got these metal spacers cut out. I'm gonna weld them onto the car in between, drill and tap these so I can sandwich the skirt between steel and aluminum so that it'll never come apart, it'll never burst through, and hopefully it'll just like kind of force it into the right place.
It's the same concept as having a washer on your bolt. Step 1 is disconnect the battery, because you don't want to have any chance of something going wrong while you're welding onto the car. Step number 2 is you got to sand the paint down, because you don't want to weld onto anything but bare metal. Step number 3 is make sure the pieces that are pre-cut fit, which they do. Now Jason is ready to start welding. At first, he's just welding a little spot on each single one, because in case he messes up, he needs to be able to file it back off. Now that he's checked they're all lined up, which they are good to go, he's gonna go back and re-weld them on so they won't ever come off. Cannot thank Infamous Aero enough. Without Jason, this project would not be possible, because as you can see, I'm not really doing any other work. I'm just filming it. So please, if you need a wide body kit for a Supra GR86 R32, or you want indestructible front splitters, go to Infamous Aero and buy their products.
Looks good. These will never come off your car again. Now the next step is I got these over length on purpose. Pre-drill the holes into here, and then we'll start mocking up the skirt and marking where the holes end up on here.
The whole point of this is that metal will be attached to metal, which will hold it onto the car. All right, we've now got the metal piece on.
For the first time now, we've got like 3 afternoons working on this side skirt alone, pretty much. We can kind of see the skirt in kind of the right spot now. So for now, we'll weld up the metal on the other side. Finally. Let's throw the fender back on and see how everything sits with the skirt. Okay.
So we've now put the fender on and it fits well, but we have a new problem.
Yeah, it's kind of the same problem, but just coming back. Like you can see here, the sandwich idea works in keeping the skirt in place, but it's still kind of ripped through the glass a little bit. Just because like I can tell by the way it's cracked that it's just mostly resin and gel coat there. Like there's not much actual glass fiber.
And the glass fiber is what gives the fiberglass strength.
That's why it's like shattered into brittle pieces like that. Because normally when fiberglass breaks, it kind of tears more than shatters. And you see the loose fibers, more like this one. You can kind of see the fuzzy fibers sticking out. Whereas here it looks like glass, just cracked. Yeah. It's not going to be a huge problem as long as a few of them hold while I'm heat gutting the flare or the skirt to like kind of relax and mold it back into the right shape. Then I can come back and reinforce all the broken ones.
Today we are back and we are still working on the side skirts.
Another day of side skirts.
So what are we doing today?
Well, now that they're actually like secured in the right spot, we've got our system here holding them in the right spot now. I'm hoping to just heat the crap out of the bottom of this to try to relax it, stretch the material as much as I can so that hopefully it wants to stay in this shape so that when we take it off and put it back on inevitably a few times, it's not like that much of a struggle to try to like reef it into place, you know?
So you're gonna heat it up with the gun.
Mm-hmm. This is probably gonna be my life for the next like 20 minutes.
And sure enough, it was. I can't believe we're having to do this with the kit. It's just unbelievable. So now we have this side welded.
Yep, that's pretty much all we're gonna do today. I was really hoping to get the other side completely bolted and work on this side another day, but I realized, like I said, I don't have the right size drill bit, so the welder was out anyways. We'll weld these back up. In the meantime, I can start mounting the rear bumper more securely, maybe get the wing mounted.
If you remember in the first video when we fitted the wing, it was a little bit bowed in the middle. Now Hedgehog is planning to send me a new wing, but that might not get here before the Seattle trip. So we're gonna go ahead and try and make this one work and fix it.
Okay, yeah, this wing does need to be flexed into place.
Too wide?
Yeah, but that should be fine. Like if you press on that lightly, you should be able to, like this is lined up now, you should be able to press that back to line up to the ping, like from the other end. Yeah, no, that's fine. It might actually fix the bowing in the middle.
But before we do that, we're gonna have to actually mount the wing into the car, which means drilling.
Glob lots of paint on these.
Jason's putting paint onto the bolt so that when we put the wing on the car, it will make a mark where we're supposed to drill into the body.
So you can see this one's pretty close, as we suspected.
This one is not.
This one's way off, but that's fine.
And if you're wondering why I had holes already, that's because I used to have a Mercedes OEM wing.
Okay, so we're gonna oversize the holes a bit, just so we have a little bit of play to get it on. And we're gonna be putting a washer on the back anyways to distribute the load.
After drilling into both sides of the boot, we had the holes finished, but now we had to drill out the back of the boot so that Jason could actually fit his hands inside so that we could then finally mount the spoiler.
The wing is on.
It's on.
How is it?
It's all right, like big gaps everywhere. It looks bad, but it's not a huge deal. Like that's easy to fill. It's like when stuff doesn't fit, like the skirts, that's what takes a lot of work. Like this is what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna cover the trunk with tape, bolt it down again, and then I'm just gonna pack the whole thing, and then you can take it off and it'll be perfect. So like that's really not a big deal.
Okay.
Little do we know we're about to run into another problem.
This fits, but the hardware interferes with the wing. It barely touches. Like, I could probably just grind the wing down a little bit there. It looks pretty cool.
That looks sick. That wing is massive.
I was so excited to finally see my dream Evo II build coming to life. But it didn't last very long. When we tried to remove the spoiler, the threads inside holding the hardware onto the car stripped themselves.
Yeah, it looks gone.
So what happened?
This insert sucks, and it just completely blew up, essentially. Bolt also doesn't look too hot.
So the threads inside of the wing have gone.
Yes.
This kit just gets worse.
I might be able to tap it. I was worried that the insert actually like ripped from the fiberglass.
But it didn't.
Seems like the threads just got kind of screwed up. So let's get this to the workbench.
Every day, I just want my money back more and more and more.
So hopefully.
Jason then started cleaning up the threads with a tap.
Yeah, it feels all right. So
So you think it's actually good?
it's not good, but it'll work. Like I might drill it out and put a new insert in anyways, but you can see like even it's just loose.
It's not
Like,
good.
It's just not.
That's not
it's just not a good quality
Because
thread.
the swing's going to be having a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have Jason, so this isn't the end of the world, and we're going to get it sorted out. Now, time to move on to the rear fender flares. Now, this is the last piece that we haven't mounted to the car.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Almost perfect, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. Sweet. So these rear flares, we test fit them. They fit awesome, which two good pieces of news. That means one, we got the rear skirt in the right spot, which is awesome because I was super nervous about lining that up because of just how badly it fit. But yeah.
This one's not broken, isn't it?
This one's not broken, yes. So this one, yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10 just because, like, fits good.
fits
Gaps
really
are great, but, like, it does need a bit of flexing
Yeah.
to get the gaps right.
In the
And
back here, you
yeah,
see
it's got to fill some gaps, but that's fiberglass for you. That's exactly what I would expect from, like, any company, no matter how much you pay for it. It's just the nature of
fiberglass.
the fiberglass, yeah.
Now, the nice thing about this kit is that it does have pre-threaded inserts, so we know where to drill. The problem is when you put it on the car, it's very hard to find out where exactly we're going to drill. So what Jason decided to do is drill through the fiberglass, so that way he would know exactly where we're drilling into the car, and it would just make life easier because later on we'll fix this. So now they're using a screwdriver and a hammer to knock in so that we can see on the bodywork where exactly we need to drill. Then we repeated the same process on the other side.
That fits really well, actually.
Happy with that. Super happy with that.
Very good, very good. I mean, we had to do, well, Jason had to do some adjusting here. But that fits almost perfect. You put the bumper on.
Lines up great.
It's flawless.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. If the whole kit was like this, no complaints. Yeah, like this is a little wavy, but like, again, fiberglass. Expect slightly better than this for the price you paid, but like still acceptable within the range of, you know, everything's just a little wavy. But Hedgehog assures us that the next ones will be better. Whether we get to prove that or not, we'll see.
While we were eating lunch, we got a phone call.
Okay, I'm just at the shop right now. I can put you on the phone with him right here.
Yeah, my name's Jason. I also make fiberglass kits here in Canada, and I'm installing TJ's kit for him. What do you need from us?
It was Hedgehog himself.
No, I just asking for the option because I know that you have to fix quite a lot.
Yes.
Whether we make some of the parts, for example, like the rear window spoiler that is twisted.
Rear wing's not too bad. Like I can work with it. It's a little wavy, but I can just block it and sand it. Like it fits good, so that's fine. The window spoiler, I can't even work with that. So if you can send a new window spoiler, that would be good.
So the main idea is that I know how bad it is. For example, like the rear wing itself, I am remaking the new one, a better shape, a better fitment. So I'm thinking that it is easier for you to reduce the hours, the rear wing, the ducktail, the rear window spoiler, and in the shipment itself, the splitter is missing, right?
Yes, the splitter is all missing.
So I have to make it anyway. Price that TJ paid, it has to include the splitter, so you don't need to make it.
What we're aiming for is to get a refund for the kit to put the money into fixing it.
Yeah, I know. TJ and I already talked about the money or the refund itself. You have already seen the bad part of the kit. But at least I really need you to see the normal or the standard level that I normally make.
Okay, that's fair. I don't think I can get new pieces in time to work with it. But if you want to send us other stuff, we can test fit it as well, like after. The bumpers I can fix. They're honestly not too bad. They're a little worse compared to what we expected, just based on the price and your reputation. Like, you know, you have a good reputation. I fully believe you that your other kits are very, very high quality.
But we still want to know, are we the only ones with these problems in our kit? Or do the other people that ordered from the same batch also have problems?
Does every kit in this shipment, this latest batch, have the same issues as us?
Yeah, randomly.
randomly? Is the issue in the molds, or is, like, I'm confused what happened?
The staff who did it, he did not care anything about it apart from get it done in time.
Well, I appreciate the phone call. I do really respect you for how you're handling this situation. I think you've done a good job responding to everything so far.
Yeah, we need to take action, anything we can.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So Ake has agreed to send me a new front splitter, a new rear roof window, and a new rear wing. And they're hopefully going to arrive before we go to Seattle so we can test fit them and see if they're better quality. In the next video, we're going to start the massive job of repairing all the rust on the 190. Stay tuned to see what we discover and how we repair it.
Oh, there's a nut on that. Oh, I guess I can just sweep it out of the rust hole.